The blind faith of Sarah had always been someone who relied on her own strength and abilities. She had a great career, a happy family, and everything was going according to plan. However, things started to change when she was diagnosed with a rare condition that would eventually cause her to go blind. At first, Sarah was determined to continue with her life as though nothing had changed. However, as her vision continued to deteriorate, she began to realize that she could no longer do things the same way she used to. She started to feel helpless, and the fear of the unknown began to creep into her life. She couldn't imagine living in a world where she couldn't see her daughter's or her husband's face. One day, Sarah met a woman named Jane who was blind from birth. Jane was fearless and seemed to have a joy that came from within. Sarah was amazed by Jane's faith in God, even in the midst of her blindness. Jane read the Bible to Sarah and encouraged her to trust in God's plan. As Sarah embraced her faith and leaned more in God, she found that she could see things more clearly than ever before. She had a new perspective, a renewed hope, and a joy that radiated from within. With God's guidance, Sarah became determined to live her life to the fullest, even if it meant doing things differently. She learned to cook by touch, and her family's meals became more delicious than before. She began to appreciate the beauty of nature, even though she couldn't see it. She learned to listen intently to her loved ones' voices, and her relationships became stronger than ever before. As Sarah trusted God's plan, she began to realize that her blindness was not a curse, but rather an opportunity to grow in her faith and to inspire others. She started singing in her church's choir, and her voice captured the congregation's hearts. She also began to volunteer with a local organization that helped blind individuals and their families find support and resources. The day came when Sarah had to say goodbye to this world, but she knew that her faith would guide her home. Her family and friends were heartbroken, but they knew that Sarah had found her true purpose in life by walking by faith and not by sight. As the Bible says, we walk by faith, not by sight. 2 Corinthians 5:7. Sarah had truly learned this lesson, and it had transformed her life. Her legacy remains as an inspiration to all who knew her, reminding us that even in the darkest moments of our lives, we can find light by trusting God and walking by faith.